Good morning and welcome to Mega Capital Funding. We are thrilled to have you here for our insightful webinar, where we will dive into exciting trends and strategies that can transform your business landscape. Today, we will cover Mega Capital's second mortgage programs, designed to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to thrive in today's competitive market. A recording of today's presentation will be made available after the session for your reference. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us today. Let's get started and make the most of this opportunity to learn and grow together.
All right. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on your location. Welcome to our first webinar in a long time. Again, I'll turn my video on real quick to say hello. My name is Ed Darrow. I'm the National Sales Manager for Mega Capital. We expect to be doing these kind of on a consistent basis, on a go-forward basis. Different topics, different subjects. The goal here is just to kind of show you a product or an idea that we have. Try to keep it to a half hour or so. Again, and we know everybody's time is valuable. So for this first one, what we're going to try to do and ask everybody to hang on to your questions to the end. We'll record this, and then we'll use a question and answer at the very end of the presentation. And then that way we can post it, and everybody can see, the webinar, and then be able to have the question and answer session at the end. So welcome for those of you who have joined. I appreciate it so much, and we'll get going here. So thank you for joining. Mega Capital, let's see if we can get this presentation to work here. Let's go. Is this going to go? All right, Mega Capital is a 26-year-old company we established in 1998. We're a Fannie Freddie seller servicer. We do FHA, VA, USDA, along with conventional jumbo seconds and non-QM products. So we picked one for today that we thought would be, makes a lot of sense with what's going on today, right? So HELOCs and closed-end seconds. To be honest with you, when we put this together, the bond went down, and I'm like, uh-oh. And then if everyone's been watching the last however many days, the bond has gone back up. So we have a normal set of programs that we do, whether it's be conventional, FHA, VA, like I said, USDA, and be able to work through those on a regular basis. So again, FHA, USDA, VA, and jumbo. We also have a bunch of non-QM programs, bank statement 1 year, the DSCR, including a no ratio, a written VOE, 1099 P&L, asset utilization. These are all programs that we'll talk about in upcoming webinars. But for today, we just wanted to show you what we have available. Kind of where we're going to talk a bunch today is about the HELOCs and closed-end seconds. So our HELOC program. So our HELOC program is a HELOC program, just like most, has the ability to, take a draw, have a draw period, and then pay it down and use it. We go down to 640, 680 to 90 LTV. We also do them on second homes, and we will do them on investment properties. So gives a wide spectrum that you can use a line of credit on, especially if someone has a very low first mortgage and the ability to do that. So we have a 30-year HELOC with a 3-year draw period. It's 30-year variable, it's index plus, 3-year draw, 10-year interest only, 20-year fully amortized. The minimum is a 75 and the max is 500. And we do require a full draw, and then you can go from there. There's some things that we'll talk through. You can pay the loan down, so much after 91 days, and then so much after 100 or 180. The goal in this is, and if you ask why the full draw, these are opportunities that we've created in the HELOC and the closed-end second program that allow a broker to be able to make compensation in these. So there may be some unique things that are in these that that maybe your local bank or something else doesn't do. But we tried to make these not something where the broker is doing it as a favor or only to try to get the first and not make any compensation on the second. So again, they're a little bit different in so much as there are some requirements around it. A lot of it has to do with being able to compensate the broker for their time and energy to use these programs. So again, while there's some differences with your local maybe bank or institution, these are designed so that we can do them with brokers. So it's a refi. You can do a refi. You can do a purchase money. You can do a simultaneous closing as a piggy bank. This is in the HELOC program as well. Max DTI is 41. If you have a 50 and we have to push it, then you have to have a minimum FICO of 700 and a $3,500 residual income. So again, some unique things that you may not be used to. But again, if we're pushing the back end ratios, there's some other hitches that we got to go to. Single borrower, 500,000 in aggregate principal for the originated loan. So, total of the second. So, if they have two properties and you do 250 on one and 250 on another, that's the 500. Owner occupied limited 3 million first and second combined. Those are just, total financing stuff in this program. So again, opportunities, especially again if someone has um, a low first. Second homes and investment properties, 2 million max total exposure, and on the investment, 10 finance properties. So again, different little things, but just items and opportunities for us to still be able to do the HELOC not only on primary but second homes and or investment properties. So we find that to be a little bit unique, and it's definitely different than what your local bank generally does, one way or another. Seasoning requirements is greater than 6 months to use the value. Ownership and seasoning, owner and second homes, they have to own it for 6 months for investment properties. And if they inherited a property, they've had to own it for 6 months. Piggyback requirements, obviously we prefer to have the first. We're hoping that you'll combine the first with us. Final disclosure, first lien acceptable and piggyback. So pretty standard stuff in regards to that. The big thing is when you do a piggyback, you have to make sure they close simultaneously. So just, look, you just want to make sure I go through some of these things. We do have some state exposure here. Certain states don't allow it. Hawaii, you'll see the list there that you can't do it. More to come on Texas at the end. We're going to have a solution for Texas here pretty soon. Different kind of product. Index, is straightforward. Cap is 18, floor is 4. And then we qualify at a 30-year, 2 over start rate to qualify on the maximum line. So, you kind of go from there. Full interior appraisal is required. 1004, 1025, or 1073, depending on which way we go. We can use a prior appraisal if it was used and settlement date was in the last 12 months if we recertify it. So maybe there's a cost savings there for you one way or another. So just kind of a quick overview of the HELOC. And then again, we'll get into questions and answers later. Now I'm going to transition a little bit to closed-end seconds, just to try to give an idea here. Closed-end, so if you think about the HELOC on the front side, it's more your traditional full doc, you're ready to go. Now you get into the closed-end side and you get some more opportunity on the closed-end side, right? So standalones, you can do those. We can do closed-end second standalone, just again, same thing, right? But here you end up with some different opportunities. You can do a full doc. You can do a bank statement. You can do a 1099. You can do a VOE or a P&L program. So you end up with some more opportunities and flexibility where you're not having to deal with just a Fannie program full doc. Now, obviously, we offer that, but you get some flexibility in to be able to do that. Kind of straightforward stuff. You could get to 90, 85 or 80, depending on what you're looking at for your primary. It kind of varies on the dollar amount. And then bank statements, straightforward. And again, guys, I don't want to read all these to you, but it is all available to you. 12-month bank statements. It's a standard 50% expense ratio on those. In the second program, we generally stick to that. So there's not a lot of play there. 1099s, written VOE. The written VOE, could be for somebody who is more like a landscaper or that kind of thing where a VOE would work for that as long as the dollar amount supports what we're doing and we have 2 months personal bank statements to show that dollar amount's in there, you can do a VOE. And then you have the P&L, which is an opportunity. It's a CPA P&L program. Depending on what kind of program that you have now, the big thing here is they have to have a 2 years business license and a CPA letter. And that gets unique when you're looking at people that don't have a license. So it gets some or the ability to get a license. So it's a little narrow in the P&L side, not completely narrow, but just a caveat that you have to be aware of. And then you have opportunities to do second home and investment, just like you do the primary all the way across the spectrum. So, where full primary full doc is at 90, full doc on a second home is at 80, but your investment also is second home, or investment is also 80 as an opportunity. And then it, works its way backward a little bit depending on how much the loan amount is. So different opportunities, but still, second home and investment. You get an investment 12-month bank statement deal at 75 up to 350 grand. Might be an opportunity that that self-employed borrower is looking for. So again, just little nuances between the HELOC and the closed-end second. 6 month seasoning required for cash out, 50 DTI. Now on the closed-end second, we will accept the transferred appraisal report. We throw on the solar liens just to as a caveat to make sure you're aware of them. So there's a fair bit of information that I've run through in the in the slides, but again, it's a lot of information. Let me go back a little bit here and try to get to some of these things in closed end to make sure that we've covered them extensively enough. So again, just to make everyone, so we do allow self-employed and a W-2, bank statement, 1099, written VOE, and a P&L, all the way across the spectrum: primary, second home, and investment. So again, as we roll through these things, I don't want to take up a ton of time kind of reading to you, but I, kind of wanted to cover the highlights to make sure that, we're kind of exposing what we're capable of doing or not doing in regards to both closed-end seconds and HELOCs. It didn't say it in the slide, but I want to make sure that you're aware, we will do closed-end seconds as a piggy as well. So it doesn't have to be a standalone only. It can be a closed-end second if your customer is more comfortable with that. They think, interest rates are going to go the other way and they would prefer to have a fixed cost when they're trying to do the primary. So there's opportunities or the first mortgage or the primary mortgage, but we can do a closed-end second as a piggy as well. So so that's pretty much 15 minutes of going through the programs, both HELOC and closed-end. So I'm going to open it up for questions. This entire presentation will be available to go through it, but again, we're just trying to make these things where we're giving you an opportunity to see what we do, highlight some of the upper end of the programs as far as guidelines and things that we think would be need in this type of scenario, and then open it up for questions. So at this point, I'll open it up for questions and see if anybody has any questions that they'd like to go over, and we'll cover them. So please unmute yourself if you could say hey, and then I'll do my best to answer your questions. Anybody got any questions or thoughts in regards to the HELOCs or the closed-end? Got to be somebody out there that got something.
Hey, this is Kevin. The HELOC, it will not go in a first position on a free and clear property yet, right?
Not yet, correct. So the couple of things that we're working on that we don't have yet, that we're going to have shortly, is a HELOC that'll be in a first position if a property is owned free and clear. And for you Texas folks, we're going to come out with a fixed HELOC, so we can offer a second mortgage in a HELOC version that is fixed, so that we can not have to deal a lot with the Texas A6 regulations. So that, I suspect, will be out in 10 days or so on the fixed HELOC. So looking forward to that. It'll truly help some of our friends in Texas there for sure. What else we got? Anybody have any other questions? I kind of wanted to move through it pretty quick just so that we got to the question and answer portion. So anybody got anything that I'd like to go back over again, or that I wasn't clear on? Again, I don't know that Mega Capital is unique to this space. I do think that with our pricing and where we're at and the things that we can do on the first, these are nice additions to that. So whether it be in the standalone version or the piggyback version, these are opportunity for us one way or another. The other piece, and again, I want to remind everybody, we're a full service company, so we can handle all of your business, from agency right on through to jumbo, and into the non-QM program. So for any non-QM program, that we have the M Genius, which we've launched. So if you do a non-QM program through the M Genius, which is on our website, we'll give you a pricing incentive for an eighth. And then we're also running a holiday special through the end of the year. Any max or agency programs between 100 and 250,000, we will give you an extra quarter off on your pricing. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're looking to do another one next week. Kind of same time, same bat channel, only a week from now. Agency non-owner and our second home expanded. New product that we rolled out, kind of takes away the LLPA hits for the Fannie side on the agency and second home. So in the spirit of trying to keep these short and tight, we're about 25 minutes here. So I thank you for your time. Hopefully you found it beneficial. These again will be this is recorded, so we'll be able to post them for you to come back and revisit anything I might have covered. So again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.